Are you ready for some more money-making knowledge bombs? Well, slap on your finest strap on, because I'm going to explain how I publicly predicted the cryptocurrency market bottom back in October 2022, so that you can do the exact same thing next time and start multiplying your money. Not only that, but I'll explain how pro traders use this knowledge on a day-to-day basis to make some gains. To do that, we're going to take a look at how the media is used to penetrate the minds of the general public and convince them to hand their money over to the mega rich. Spoiler alert, it's 5G! It's 5G mind control! Today's episode is slightly long, but if you learn how to master the market manipulations, you'll have a new money-making skill at your disposal entirely for free. Are you ready? I'll see you after our theme song and episode teaser.
The world is going mad. Sigma grind set, what the fuck is that? The middle class taking up their asses, the rich preying on their empty pockets. I'll own nothing and I'll be happy. Make it make sense to me. We're the scum of the earth, and we'll laugh till it hurts. It's Money and Mirth.
What I'm going to explain today can be applied to almost any market, but cryptocurrency in particular is extra sensitive to market manipulation by big money and the media due to its relatively small market cap. Once you're done with this video, you'll know how to turn this to your advantage and start printing some of those big boy bucks instead of losing your money in spectacular Bogdanov fashion. Let's get to it. Most people don't know this, but in the world of trading, liquidity is everything. So give me a little bit of time to explain what liquidity is, and if you don't understand, don't worry, it will all make sense by the end of this episode, I promise. In simple terms, liquidity is a measure of how easy it is to buy or sell an asset at a given price. The concept is similar to supply and demand, which I'd assume you're more familiar with. Take the housing market as an example. If you own a property and no one else is buying it because there are lots of similar ones available, you might have to reduce the price to drive up demand for your home to get the sale through. Or maybe you would knock down all the neighboring properties to reduce the competition. That's supply and demand. If there are actually already plenty of buyers interested in your property, but those buyers can't get the mortgages to pay for it, then the housing market is going to slow down and maybe drop in value due to a lack of liquidity, not an actual lack of demand. Still with me? Basically, liquidity represents how easy it is to get a buyer or seller when you need one. Think of it like the oil in an engine. Without that slippery liquid, the engine starts to seize up and jumps around wildly. When a market is lacking liquidity, prices can move up or down sharply. Big drops can often happen during periods of crisis where cash is generally harder to come by, or it needs to be held back for basic survival needs. Now, put your evil genius hat on, because we're going to take a look at how having huge amounts of cash and influence across various parts of the economy and the media allows you to pressure people into buying from you or selling to you at almost any price you like. Liquidity in trading refers to a price level where lots of buyers and sellers are present in the market. Keep that in mind as I move on to the next question. What is market manipulation? To answer that, we'll need to explain the mechanics of market manipulation and liquidity engineering, okay? Let's start with something easy to give this whole thing some much needed context. How do you make money trading crypto or any other asset? Well, you buy low and you sell high. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Thanks for watching. Show's over. I'm a genius. But actually, it does take some genius planning to be able to buy at a discount and sell at a premium on a massive, massive scale. Think about it. For every seller, there's a buyer, and vice versa. Big players, market makers, or whales as they're known, need to create or engineer liquidity. Remember, lots of liquidity means lots of buyers or sellers at the price you want. They need to do this on a global scale in order to buy and sell hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars worth of crypto. And for them to make money, they need a lot of people to make the wrong decision, convincing them to buy or sell at the wrong time. Like I said, when big money wants to buy, they need someone else to sell, and vice versa. We'll show you how this dance is choreographed. I lost my evil genius hat, but we're still in evil genius mode. In the trading world, there are two types of pressure that big money are applying on people to make them lose. Number one is psychological pressure, and number two is price action pressure. Let's start with psychological pressure, which brings us nicely back to the topic of mind control. Big money doesn't just have a budget for buying up the asset they want, they also have a budget for making people want to sell that same asset to them at a lower price, and a budget for pumping that price back up, and a budget for convincing people to buy that asset from them when the big boys are ready to collect their profits. They're playing a game of buy low and sell high, and at every stage of the game, they're spending money to fool the other players participating in the market. So if you want to make money from financial markets, you have to learn how to control your fear and your greed and start thinking logically. Otherwise, you're going to end up like this poor schmuck.
Holy shit, it's going to zero. The world's ending. I've got to get out before it's too late. What the fuck? Why is the price going up? This doesn't make any sense. It must be a trap. They won't trick me again. I'll just wait it out. Nope, nope, nope. I don't believe you. Wow, it's time to get rich, guys. I can feel it. Everyone must be buying right now because of all these adverts. Even Matt Damon is in on it. It's about to go supersonic. Let's go! Ah! I thought fortune favored the brave, Matt Damon. Finally, people can see the value in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is freedom. Time to get back in. Nice! With crypto helping people in Ukraine, this is definitely gonna help the price pump up. New all-time highs are coming. I'll keep buying. This is it. Let's go! Oh, it's just a little dip. What the fuck is this scam?
Hey, I'm Matthew Tansley, the founder of Profit Farmers, the world's...
Wow, everything is so bearish. Should I trust the news? Or listen to this Matthew guy? Nah, he's probably a scammer. I only listen to people with lots of followers on Twitter and cartoon avatars. Looks like it's really going down hard this time. I'll sell out and I'll buy it all back at 10K so I can finally make some profit. No, not again. I should have listened to Matthew.
If you can relate to that and have found trading or investing in crypto or other assets incredibly confusing or just downright painful, hit the like button on this video now so we can spread some much needed awareness to our fellow retail traders and fight back against the whales and their mischievous games. By understanding how big money operates, you'll start seeing news events in a new light. And by the way, all the news clips and events in that animation are real. Check the dates and charts and you'll see just how wrecked people get when they are sucked into following the news. Sorry to keep tooting my own horn, but remember my prediction back in October 2022? Those who listened are now reaping the rewards. The people following the news, ouch. Don't become part of the liquidity. Next time you feel like all the headlines are doom and gloom, look for logical reasons to buy. If the headlines are outrageously happy, it's probably time to sell. You must master your fear and your greed if you want any hope of success in the world of trading and investing. Have you ever made a decision based on a headline and regretted it? We've all been there. Share your story with us in the comments. I also have another example. You've probably heard of pump and dumps in crypto, but what about dump and pumps in stocks? Check out the headlines around Mark Zuckerberg's company Meta during the second half of 2022. Then what happened to their share price after? Yep, all those losses wiped out with a sweet 300% pump. Who do you think was buying that dip? Probably the people paying to print all the bad news. Probably even some Meta stakeholders. Hey, did you press that like button yet? Here's the deal. I'm gonna link you to the Zuckerberg song, but you're gonna like this video and maybe subscribe? Deal? It's in the description now. I can hear you asking, isn't market manipulation illegal in crypto and stocks? Well, yes, good sir, it is, but it's extremely hard for regulators to police, which is why you can find it happening all over the place. Occasionally people do get caught though. It's not always as simple as doing the opposite of what the news says. You'll of course have to research and understand how the markets move. In the case of crypto, understanding narratives is very important as a large number of the crypto booms and busts are based on storytelling and emotional arcs. Once you know how to avoid market manipulation, you can go one step better and turn it to your advantage. If you want to understand all the reasons why I was betting the crypto market bottom was arriving back in October 2022, you can check the link in the description to watch the full presentation. That should give you plenty of ideas for how to predict the next market top and the following bottom all over again. Not only that, but you can open up a free account with Profit Farmers to get your hands on high-powered crypto trading signals, perfect for active day traders and people trying to make some money from the constant rise and fall of crypto. also known as shitcoins, meme coins, altcoins, and all the rest. The profit farmers' trading signals are successful year after year because why? You guessed it, the strategies fueling them are based on a deep understanding of liquidity and how whales move the markets. Check it out once you finish watching this video. The second pressure point I mentioned was price action pressure. So let's recap. We've been talking about liquidity and how big money players create it at market tops and bottoms in order to make huge profits at everyone else's expense. We've learned that at the macro scale, they typically employ psychological warfare to generate the liquidity they need to complete all of these transactions. With the knowledge you have now, you should be able to anticipate and detect market manipulation. That means you should be able to make money from the biggest market swings because the larger the swing, the noisier the fake media machines tend to be. The only problem is that those swings might take months or even years to arrive. So how can you make money faster? Well, the beauty of trading is its fractal nature. The concepts that apply to liquidity events happening on a large scale over weeks, months, or years also play out in the smaller time frames, making it perfect for day trading as well. There is a big difference in how these liquidity events are engineered though. When you start looking at day trading, instead of using mind control, the big players mostly rely on brute force to manipulate the price of an asset. Remember earlier when I said that big money looks for ways to force people to buy or sell at the wrong time? Well, it's the same in day trading. When trading, most people use something called a stop loss. This is basically a trigger that closes their trade if the price action is going against them. That way they take a loss size they had planned for. The problem is that most people all put their stop loss in the same areas because that's what they're taught to do when they search the internet for free training. There's a reason free training is free, and that's because big money is putting it out there so that you watch it, feel like a boss, and then you unfortunately become part of that liquidity. The whales paint pretty patterns onto the charts the sheep have been trained to recognize, and then, just like in our animation earlier, the opposite thing happens and the whales push the price into everybody's stop losses and all the plebs lose their money. Ironically, the stop loss becomes a make loss. When stop losses are triggered, it creates a big wave of buying or selling at a price level the whales are planning for. If you've been trading before, you've probably noticed that after your stop losses hit, price usually then goes the way you wanted it to, but only after you've been knocked out of your trade. Big money just wants to buy up more of your coins cheap before pumping the price. Remember, they need lots of people to sell at a price level where they themselves are looking to buy. So the entire game of trading is actually rigged around this requirement for big money players to engineer that liquidity. This is happening all day, every day, and pro traders are able to profit from this carnage by learning to read what the whales are doing instead of following the purposefully misleading training all over the internet. Don't worry, I have a cure for that. If today's deep dive into the murky waters of market manipulation has you wondering how to trade liquidity and profit from other people's pain, then we have just the thing for you. Check out the training programs provided by Daryl and Classical Traders. We made a video covering Daryl's recent launch of an advanced training program based on the exact liquidity trading strategy he used to finish in the top 2% of a trading challenge with over 11,000 participants. His trading formula is designed to identify and profit from those market manipulations we've just been talking about for the last 10 minutes. If you want to learn more about Daryl and his trader training program, then I highly recommend you watch the video linked below. You'll also have to have a laugh at how crazy the typical trading advertisements are. Now, if you'll allow me just a little artistic license, I'd like to wrap this episode up with one last analogy. Let's tip our hats to those market makers, the shadowy maestros of the financial world. Just like magicians though, once you know their secrets, the illusions fade. Their grand market movements, once mystifying, become predictable patterns to the trained eye. As you sharpen your skills and learn the tricks of the trade, you'll transform from an awed audience member into a cunning player on the stage. So, step into the spotlight, armed with this fresh knowledge on liquidity, and turn their sleight of hand to your advantage. After all, in the world of crypto, the best magic trick is turning volatility into victory. If you found this video useful, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you want more exclusive content and access to extra money-making tips, visit moneyandmirth.com and sign up for our Funny Money Club. And don't forget, if you want to dive deeper into the world of trading and liquidity hunting, check those links in the description below and drop a comment if you have any suggestions.